So let's quickly talk about the WorldRX of Benelux at Mete, and in this video I'll have a little bit of a look at the stories of round 1 and round 2 before looking at the supporting series and giving my own reflections. Round 1 was a tale of reliability. In the heats we saw the first jump start of the season for Gronholm. Anderson took off on the actual start, but Gronholm's reliability issues become clear, retiring from heat 1 where Anderson and Weber pick up tyre damage and punches as Weber hits the back of Anderson, but punches for the Hansons to the tail of Heat 2 as well, as Anti-Power Friend gets a win, meaning that races have been won by both the ICE and the Electric 208s this season in WorldRX. Kevin does retire, but Timmy Limsheimer still gets second. The track being watered ahead of Heat 2 meant that the Hansons took off, but Pelfred struggled. In the other one, Weber punched again, and Gronholm didn't get away from the start. In the semis, it was Hansen holding off the charge of BWs, but another puncher again for Anderson. Gronholm was out pretty much from the beginning again with drivetrain issues, but Pelfren's Peugeot losing momentum meant that Gronholm made it through. In the final, it was Hansen getting his first wins in Spain in 2022, making the most of a front row Hansen lockout. Anderson got subbed in for Gronholm, but Kevin Hansen backs up Johan Kristoffersen, who loses out with a punch at the end, but managed to back up Kevin Hansen so much so that Weber held on to second. But in the end, Kevin Hansen beats Kristoffersen by 300ths of a second to third place, meaning a little bit of a dent in that championship lead. Round 2, on the other hand, was a tale of the tyres, as the rain made it a event that was wet to dry to wet. In the heats, you had the KMSs and the Hansons on one grid. Weber hitting the wall on the outside of T1, but it didn't actually hamper him. He had a nice duel between the two teams, but it came from strategy battles. Johan Kristoffersen led home Timmy Hansen, who led home Kevin Hansen, who led home OC Weber. Gronholm bounces back for winning race 2 and doubled it up in heat 2, because Anderson backed out a little bit coming out the final corner. Whilst in the one between KMS and Hansen, it was another game of team strategy. Weber held up Timmy Hansen and assisted Johan Kristoffersen for another win. In the semi-finals, Timmy Hansen made it through, but he reckons he lost out over the course of tyre choice, the wets being better through the loose. But it was 3 from 3 in a more orderly semi-final 2 as Gronholm made it through. In the final, and both Weber and Kevin Hansen seemed to go up and over paths of other cars. Timmy Hansen was the biggest loser from T1 as he shuffled out to the back of the pack. Kevin Hansen and Nicholas Gronholm both pick up tyre rub again, but Timmy Hansen returns the favour from the first race to allow Kevin Hansen through to take second. But Kevin Hansen, whilst trying to back up Weber and Gronholm to make it a double podium for the Hansens, is unsuccessful, so Timmy Hansen comes through in 5th. Is it any surprise that Johan Kristoffersen then cleared off and won by 5 seconds, extending their championship lead yet again? Probably not. In terms of the supporting series, WorldRX 1 was dramatic as always, even though Patrick O'Donovan picked up another win. Ole O'Donovan gets pushed out of the final after a collision result on Konchek in the semis. It was really cool to see Pleskovas get the Skoda through to the semis, but he lost out after lap 1 contact. Fuchik hits the tyres into Libertainen, who supposedly had picked up even more damage over the course of the weekend. But it was great to see Mark Moser get through to the final in the Fiesta. Nice to get that brand variety. It's something you don't get so much in WorldRX now, but it's something you definitely get in EuroRX. In the RX2Es, Pals won on a one-off return. It was great to see for the home fans. But as always, it's a thing to do with talent being a deciding factor in RX2E, because there's very little difference in the cars since they are spec. EuroRX3 is always fun to see with the smaller and less powerful front-wheel drive cars. Fascinating to see how similar the Audi A1s look, because they also look quite different at the same time. Like the front end, the grille, is different on pretty much every single one, even though the rest of them look the same. 5 of them got into the final. Senegachnik's Skoda shedding rear bumpers was hilarious to see, but the battle in front between Ribeiro and Volland went down to a late block and switched to joking by Ribeiro to hold on to the lead at the last moment. Senegachnik took second because Volland picked up a puncher coming out of the final corner. Sadly, the other more local events such as the cross carts weren't broadcast. It would have been nice to see them, though I am probably a bit biased because I enjoyed them in Dirt Rally 2. In terms of reflections, Metit was good to see. It had less of the drama than Nereid did. It was a bit more like Hollier's. But for the WorldRX, having 8 entrants, it's not great. And we are very reliant on Rennie Munich and Entity Power Friend being there, because if they weren't there, then it would be 3 Works duos who pretty much always make the finals. It's great to have some local stars step up. I don't know what the solution is for WorldRX to do that, because EuroRX usually has a bit more of a bumper field. If it's a sort of merge in a way where you have them getting the same points or get racing on the same track but different points siphoning off, I don't know. Or if there's a way to be able to double it up so that they can enter into EuroRX and also have the chance to be in WorldRX, that might be a good thing. Elsewhere, I think it's cool to see that you can just jump in and pick up the races in series order and then, well, day order then series order if you go through the calendar part of Rally TV, but it would be nicer if we could access that more easily. And whilst it was good to have a day of action because it was paired up with the ERC in Zlin, at the same time, it's the same issue that I said at Nereid. If there's an issue that affects anything in WorldRX, it means a part of the broadcast could get cut off. Luckily, we didn't really have that in Mete, but we did have that in Nereid. But anyway, those are my thoughts and feelings. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.